New generation video intercom products are modular and characterized by their versatility and flexibility, meaning that case-specific solutions can be found for different applications, from single or multi-family homes to buildings with 500 users. The system is available in IP and 2-wire versions. The wide range of components includes a main unit consisting of a camera and a call button, capable of operating both individually for single-family applications and as a master module for more complex systems. In this second case, it is possible to connect up to 8 additional modules, ranging from traditional push-button panels to card readers, through to the innovative LCD display and keypad, guaranteeing a high number of features to satisfy all customers. A wide range of indoor stations with a modern design completes the system and makes it suitable for all customer requirements. The high-definition touchscreen display ensures ultra-high image quality, and the user-friendly interface guarantees intuitive navigation within the menu and features. Wi-Fi connectivity speeds up installation and simplifies device configuration. All components are available in IP and 2-wire versions, and can also coexist within the same system. On dated installations, this makes system evolution possible using existing cables. Convergence with video surveillance systems means that in addition to the onboard camera, you can also view a live feed from the Hikvision IP cameras on the indoor station. Up to 16 context cameras can be connected for truly unique security. Like all Hikvision products, the video intercom system can also be managed via the HikConnect app. This allows users to receive notifications, answer calls, and unlock doors, all conveniently and remotely wherever they may be. The 2MP fisheye 180-degree Full HD camera module allows you to vary the frame using the cropping feature, making selecting an area of interest simple and intuitive. The indoor stations have smart features that turn them into actual intercom stations. They support Intercom, guaranteeing calls between indoor stations belonging to the same network, thereby offering an additional means of communication between users. The innovative auto capture feature allows automatic face capture of the people who interact with the outdoor station, storing them in the indoor station memory or on an SD card, with the significant advantage of keeping a log of interactions with the system. IP and 2-wire video intercom, connected intercommunication. Welcome to Convergence.
Good morning, everyone. Just to double check if everyone can hear me now, and the microphone looks it's on. So we have 41 people watching right now. So good morning again. My name is Lucas. I am the technical manager in Fortis Group, and what we're going to talk about today is the Intercom 2nd generation. Way better than the first one, but we'll see about that in a minute. So I'm just looking at people still joining the session. All right. So what we have here today, it's the second generation intercom. It's an IP intercom. So what I have here on the front of me is the indoor station. This is the cool one with the button on the bottom. There's a few other indoor stations you can use from the second generation, different kind of design. There's a bigger screen as well, up to 10 inch. This one is 7-inch monitor, as well as I have, I'm just gonna show you there, the modular door station. So a small tiny unit. It can be just a standalone if you like. The buttons on the bottom. It's obviously PoE or 12 volts DC. PoE or up to 100 meters. So all the terminals at the back. So if you like to join any module to that system, add a new module, like for example a display that will allow you to see who you're dialing, and you can actually pick from the list of the residents who you like to dial. Obviously we have the keypad as well. If you know the apartment number, you can just type it in, the number, and press the hash key, and that will dial the apartment in question. And the last one I have here is the multi-button, so you can have like 6 buttons extra on the top of the one of the module one. So you can blank them. There's actually, in the latest order I've got here, you can get those blanks. So instead of the buttons, you can unscrew the button and just put them on instead. So if you're not using all the buttons, you can just use blanks. So when someone press, it was nothing going to happen. Each button can be programmed for the different apartment, if you like. So all right, so one more important thing, when you're setting them up, while I still have them in my hand, at the back of every module, what do you have? It's the latch. It's a rubber latch you have there. You can just open it, and there's some address. You need to address each one of the modules to the main door station. It's a binary code, so 1 it's 1, 2 it's 2, 3 and 3, and so on. So in this case I have 3 different modules, so I switch the dip switches to 1, 2 and 3. So if you have multiple door stations on site, you can have up to 8 door stations on site. Each of the door station main module, if you use any of the additional modules, you need to switch the dip switches at the back. That's very important. I noticed that every installation we help with, the installers never change that switch at the back of the module. So eventually, the main module, it won't see it. So you won't see it on the IVMS software. So you won't be able to program those buttons anymore if you want switch the switch at the back. So once you switch it, you just power up everything together. So just gonna hook it up, everything back to the way it should be. Few more words about the actual module station itself, the main door station. The main door station, as I said, is a 12 volts PoE. It's IP65 rated, so you can have it outside. Obviously, it's 264 compression, so that's another. Sometimes it's an issue when you try to add some cameras from the recorder or the local network, and those cameras are the latest 265 compression. You always need to change the substream, make sure the substream is changed to 264 compression. This 265 can leave it as it is, but make sure the substream is changed to 264, because the indoor station is only compatible with 264 compression. Just going to power them up all together. We just need to hook it up, all the modules. You could hear the beeping sound that it's powering up the door station now. So at the back of each module you have in and out. So in, it's from the main module, out to the other daisy chain module. So we're just gonna hook them up this way. All right, I'm nearly there, just the last one. Perfect. So we have them all connected. So that's grand. So we have all the setup we have here. It's one-to-one setup with the multiple modules connected. A few more words about the door station. The door station has 2 relay outputs, so you can have 2 doors connected if you like, and has the 4 inputs as well. So you can input and connect some exit button if you like to that door station. Obviously it has the IR light as well. It's a 2 megapixel camera with what you call it, with the substream, so that door station can be added to your NVR, obviously. No, the 2-IR solution is nothing to do with that now. We're talking about the IP system. It's a full IP system. Those in and out are for RS-485 connection for each additional module that you like to introduce to your main module. So your main module is connected PoE, and then any additional module that is connected to that main door station is connected via the RS-485 in and out. So Matt, I hope I answer all your question there. What else we have there? As I said, the indoor station. You can have a few extensions of the indoor station as well, up to 7 extensions, if I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong. 6 or 7, sorry. There's 8 door station, that's for sure, you can have on one apartment block. So you have 8 different blocks. For each block you can have like 1 apartment door station and multiple indoor stations connected to it. So you could have like 10,000 indoor stations if you like. So each indoor station has a room number you can assign, and that room number can be dialed from the keypad, or you can dial in between the apartments if you know the apartment that you like to ring. I'm just looking at the questions here as well. James, no, the modules you can have like all the modules can be connected to the door station. I mean the indoor stations you can have limited to that extensions. The same as the door stations themselves, you can have 8 doors only as a part of one system, because one door will be your main door and the 7 extensions of that main door. Don't confuse the extensions with the modules. Modules, it's like one integral part of the main door station, and then you can multiply them by 8. So Max says that my volume is a little bit off, down. Is that right? Anyone else can hear me? Just to double check. So again, just to be clear, you can have 8 door stations. For each door station, you can have all the modules that's available to add into that door station, and then you can have multiple apartments, like 10,000 apartments if you like. All right, so yeah, it's okay. So yeah, I would say maybe just the volume, maybe on your PC or something going on. But yeah, we're just going to continue, and I'm just going to show you one slide here. Sorry. So these are all the modules available for this door station. So like you see on the attached slide here, You have the main module, then you have an extensions of, the extension modules for that door stations. So you have the keypad, as I show you. You have the multiple button module. You have the display module, and you also have the blank module, if you like. So it would just take a place in the base, in the bracket you have there. You have the surface bracket and flush bracket, if you need to install them this way. What else you have there? It's the display module. It's an indicator display. It's the one with the three icons. It will indicate if you call in somebody or the door is open, released. There's also reader. There's two types of the readers you can get. So in the case, you know, depends on what cards you're going to use. There are two different readers, two different frequencies. So, but usually it's the MIFA everyone's using these days. So brilliant. If the sound is great, so like you see, that's all the modules. In regarding to indoor stations, that's all your indoor stations. Like I said, I have the first one, the best looking one, I think. 7-inch monitor, IP version, and again, you can power up to 12 volts DC as well. And it has also built-in Wi-Fi module. So if for some reason you can't run the cable, you can always connect wirelessly to your 2.4 gigahertz network and power up the unit locally. So the other ones you see there, there's a Pro Series indoor station, another 7-inch without this release button on the bottom of the page of the unit. I mean, there's just a Hikvision logo. So if you like to release the door, you actually need to answer it from the unit itself on the live view. And the big one, 10-inch, it's really big. So it's gonna allow you to do the same as the second one. The first one, the advantage is that release button on the bottom, so you don't actually have to tap anywhere on the screen. You can if you like, but you can just, you know, when someone is calling from the main door station, you can just press the button and automatically it will release that door. So in the case if no, you don't need to answer the call. That's what I mean. And the other thing is, all Intercom second generation can work with HikConnect and also with IVMS 4200, both free software available to download from our website or Hikvision website. So the HikConnect will allow you to receive the push notifications. So if someone dials on the one of the dial buttons of the door station, automatically you receive the message push notification on your phone that someone is at the door. At the same time, the indoor station obviously indicates that that somebody is calling, and you can answer either way. You can answer on the indoor station, or you can answer on your intercom. But also you can forward that call. So if you don't want your phone ring instantly as someone pressed the button at the door station, you can forward the call for like 10 seconds or 20 seconds if no one answers the main unit in the house, in the indoor station maybe. And then the call will be forwarded to your phone, and then you can answer eventually. It can also open the door, and you can open the first or the second door. There's option to, you know, release doors independently. So the same with IVMS 4200. In IVMS 4200, I would say it would be more suitable for the reception, like a security guard that will control the door. In that case, you can program, in the case if you have the main module, and you have multiple buttons below for offices or so, the first button you can program to call the IVMS software or the terminal, if you like. I mean the receptionist terminal. It's the other unit. I'll show you there in a second as well how does it look like. But IVMS software will answer the call if you like, and you can have two-way audio conversation with whoever is at the door station, and you can release the door. And again, you can release the door without anyone calling you. So you can display video of the live view of the door station, and you can release the door from IVMS as well. All right, I'm just going to show you a cool thing, how to design this kind of system first. There's a great tool. I don't know if you've ever been to a Hikvision website and you went to the Intercom designer tool. It's really, really great. I'm going to show you how it's look like and how to design your site. And then with that documentation, you can send that documentation to our sales guys and your sales manager, and they're going to look after you, and they're just going to book out whatever you need to. So just going to jump into my own screen here now. So there you are. So if you go to tools.hikvision.com/intercom designer /#, that's what you get. It's an intercom designer tool that allow you to design the whole system. So in our case, we can just choose the villa. We can go with IP solutions that we're working on and the modular version of it, and just go next. So here you go. That's our main module, and you can have multiple modules connected to it as well. So as I said, there's the information, there's a multiple button, the keypad. The display would allow you to see what you're dialing on the keypad, for example. So it's not always that clear when you press the button on the keypad. You don't really know, if you could forget what's the last key you clicked. So if you have the display module, you can see every single key that you entered will be displayed, and then you can dial the number, or you can pick from the list. If there's a list of the apartments or offices, they can be displayed on that display module, and you can have them, just select them with those arrows up and down and just click OK, and that will ring them directly then. As I said, there's two types of the readers. So count readers with the 1356 megahertz and 125 kilohertz. So it depends what cards you have there. You might just use one of them. And another one is indicator module, which is only going to show you if the door is open, if the microphone is on, if you're actually dialing somebody at the moment. So it's more like the information screen. And then there's the blank screen. If for some reason you have like so many modules that you like to connect, and you have 2 rows of the modules, and it doesn't look nice with one module missing, you can put that blank one if you like as well. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to use the modules I have. So I'm just going to pick the multiple button, I'm going to pick the keypad, and I'm going to pick the display module. So what I mean is, you have the bracket for the 3 modules, and in this case it would be nice to have another bracket with 3 modules, make that more rectangular shape. So in this case I can just add 2 more blank modules just to have them nicely displayed. And then you just need to choose what would be our amount, if that would be surface or flush. So, and if you like to have the cover for that as well. So in our case, we can go with the surface with a 3 module surface and 2 of these. Or you don't have to go with them if you don't like to. You can just have the surface mount, and that's it. So like you see on the right hand side bottom corner, there's an indicator that you can have 8 different door stations. So your main door station could be just one big module. The second door station could be just one single module, if that was supposed to ring just one apartment, or one office, or like a back door or so, or the warehouse at the back, for example. So you can pick different modules for different door stations. So then we just go next. That will save our door station, and then we just pick your indoor station. So you have the few different indoor stations. Some of them are without W. That means there are not Wi-Fi module built in. So once you have the W in the model number, it's indicating that there is a Wi-Fi module built in. So usually what we sell is the one with the Wi-Fi built in. So we actually have these ones. All right, and then You see the master station, that's what I was talking about. You can actually call that master station. You can program the button number 1 from the main module to call only that master station if you like, or IVMS software. So you can have either way. So once we have that all set up, this is my setup I have here. And just go next. And you can choose the switch. Obviously it's a PoE, it's a standard PoE. It doesn't have to be like a Hikvision. We also have the Planet PoEs that can be used. And every single door station or indoor station you can run up to 100 meters. But you can add some additional equipment like an electric clock, cards and so on to the system. The same with an exit buttons, or you can just use any other third-party switches or door locks, mag locks and so on. So in this case I just go click next, and this is all I have here. No accessories, just a simple one-to-one with multiple modules intercom. So I can export that list. If I click export, I can export it as a PDF file, and you have the piece of the documentation that you can use later on and send that over to the sales guys. So when I open up PDF file, this is what we have. And designer, you can type it in whatever you like with the PDF editor. You have the listed modules and different equipment you have there, and a few words about them, what they can do, what's the size of them as well. And it's simple like that, and there's a simple explanation of how you can use them. So in the case if that is a villa, you have the one main door station, one indoor station in this case, and you can have multiple extensions. So you can have 7 in total of the indoor stations in the house. So you can use the one main indoor station and 6 other indoor stations just to have them in the different rooms. And if someone rings the main indoor station, it will ring them all at the same time, and whoever is going to answer first, it will disconnect other ones. Ian, yes, you can use the Hikcentral. The latest 1.6 Hikcentral has the built-in intercom module, so you can use the Hikcentral to manage the intercom these days now, same as the PAL access control, the Hikvision access control. All right, so once we have the PDF file, that can be downloaded and sent to your sales manager. Also, we can download the name tags. The name tags, they will be useful for the multiple buttons. So if you click download, it will just open up the Word document, and you can just text the name or the company name for each button you have there and just put them in. Very, very user friendly. So this is the Intercom Designer, really useful tool. It's free online. You can access that anywhere, and you can design your system in every detail. All right. Just once we are on the Hikvision website, just a quick tip. Many people ask me, or one of the members of staff, where is the latest Hik Connect app, the one on iOS, iPhones or Android. It's actually on the Hikvision website. It's a Hikvision App Store that you can find all the latest Hik Connect and other apps on the phone. So if you go to appstore.hikvision.com, and I know this message that is so annoying, that this 4.3 is available on the phone, the Hik Connect app on the previous version, when you try to go live view, it comes up every single time. You can just go to this page and download the latest Hik Connect from there. So it's also for Android and iOS, so it's all the same. All right, just a quick tip for you. So now, once we have it all connected, we have all equipment on our network. Like you see here, I have my door station, which is the DS-KD8003, and we have our indoor station, both inactive. So I'm just going to show it all from scratch, how to pre-configure them. There's other stuff on my network as well. There's an iSeries recorder. We're gonna go to that as well, how to add the intercom to your iSeries recorder, because it's really cool. You can actually have them connected. I mean, the door station can be connected with live view and indication, like an on-screen display that someone opened the door, for example, or someone used the password to enter the door if you need to. So that can be recorded and logged on your NVR. So, but we're going to see that in a minute. So once we have all our devices connected to your network, you're just going to select both of them. As you see, I'm using the SADP software. So I select my two devices that are inactive straight out of the box and just enter the password. So you can activate devices in a batch. So there it is, both activated. Just confirm. And I can enable the DHCP for both of my devices and assign the default ports. That's it, and we have them all assigned with a different IP address. So if we just go device type again, there it is, two of my devices. So my door station is 50, and then with 50, and my indoor station is 40. So now I can go to my IVMS software. In IVMS software, from the main panel, I just go to device management. In device management, I'm looking for online devices on the bottom of the page. So I'm looking for those two, 40 and 50, and just add them to the IVMS software. You can synchronize the time if you like as well, because there will be pretty much like a Beijing time. So I can just click the add button once the password is entered, and here you go. We have two door stations entered. The reason you can't see modules is because every single module, as I said, is connected via the RS-485 to the main module. So that's why they won't be shown here. You're actually going to need to go to the settings of the door station to see them. I'll show you them in a second as well. So what we're going to start with, we're just going to log into the indoor station. In the indoor station, you see there's a device type, serial number, and so on. Device name, so you can name it. So in the case if one of the indoor stations it's in the kitchen, it's in a bedroom or so, you can name them, and then they will be displayed this way on your indoor station. So we're just gonna go home in this case. There's just one. I always select that time here and just always correcting that time myself and synchronize, and just click save, just make sure the time is definitely right. System maintenance, there's the place where you can actually default the whole unit if you need to. If for some reason you just change the settings that you shouldn't, and you just like to enroll everything back again, you can restart all if you need to. We just go to the intercom in ID configuration. By default, ID configuration is floor number 1 and room number 1. So that's our main unit. So any additional indoor station, you will just need to change the call number to 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. So if I would change that, no, in this case I don't need to change it because we have only one indoor station. Time parameters, that's where you can actually change the settings for how long someone will call your indoor station. So you can see it's 30 seconds. So if I go 15, the live duration play, if you answer the call, for how long is going to stay on. It's 30 seconds in this case. And the call forwarding time, that's the option to forward the call. If no one will answer your indoor station, you can forward the call, like you can set for like 10 seconds, for example. And maximum ring duration, as well for that. Oh, it looks like this is too short, it has to be longer than that. So permissions and password, ARM and disarm. In the case of like ARM your unit, if you're using some beams connected to the LOM inputs at the back of the unit, you can ARM disarm your unit if you need to. But also you have the unlocking password. So if you have the keypad, you can have your own password to unlock your door station by just entering a 6-digit code. And you have the duress code as well. In a case of something going on, you can create your duress code as well. IP camera information. This is the place where you can add some local cameras from the local network or from the recorder itself. So when you click the add button, I can actually add some I don't know, backdoor IP camera 192.168.178.21, I think. The port number is 554 because it's using actually the RTSP stream to the door station, to the indoor station, sorry. And whatever using password is of your IP camera or recorder. And the channel number. So if you stream directly from the camera, you just need to enter number 1. But if you stream directly from the NVR, you just choose what channel you like to have added to the indoor station. Alan, no, it doesn't. I'm afraid it doesn't queue the calls to this station, I'm afraid. So now, once we have the channel number, any other details here, you just click OK. And now on my indoor station, I will have my camera that is on my local network, and I can view the camera just like the door station. It will be in the live view menu on the right hand side. There's a camera button you can click and brings up the list of the cameras. So my back door in this case will be listed there now straight away. The volume, the input and the output volume and the speak volume, you can change that if you like to. So I might just change it I'll just leave it as it is for now. I can change it later on. If it's too loud or too low in the volume, you can always change those values here. Ring import, you can of course import some different ringtones. So you can just create your WAV file and create some like favorite music or so. But it's a big mistake. If someone put their favorite song there, you're gonna get bored very quickly if someone keep calling you. It's just like with alarm clock in the morning. So you hate that sound after some time. Intercom protocol, you can use just a private protocol, the same as the SIP protocol. The SIP protocol, you can use the third-party SIP if you need to. We're just going to focus on the Hikvision now. Calling linkage, so you can trigger different outputs. So you can trigger the output of the indoor station. If someone is actually calling your indoor station, you can trigger them if you like. The same with the relay. You can change the settings of the relays and give them names. So we're just going to move to the network settings. In network settings, it's the basic network settings like you see here. The IP address of this device, subnet, and the gateway with the port numbers, and linked network. It's really important what you're going to change here, because the main door station, you always need to make sure the main door station is there. Otherwise your indoor station, you won't see the door station on site, so you won't be able to ring or view the camera of the door station. So make sure your door station IP address is there. So it's 50, is that right? That's it, it's 50.178.50. Make sure it's a D version. There's also the VLAN door station. New ones are coming to the stock now as well. You might ask your sales manager about them as well. There will be like the old first generation VLAN door stations, but much neater look and really nice. They have the built-in Wi-Fi as well and the readers, so they're really cool piece of equipment. So what else you have there? Security control panel IP address. So if you like to set my IVMS software or that master control panel with the indoor station, I can just point the IP address of my own IP of my own PC or that master station, if you like. So in this case, just click Save. I have my door station linked to my indoor station now. In advanced settings, you have the DNS and the HikConnect. If you like, you can just connect your device to your cloud, to your account, and you can see the details of the verification code and so on. You can also find them on the unit itself if you need to, when you go to the HikConnect configuration at the unit. So all my settings are done here, so I'm just going to save that. And just before we go to the door station, there's one more thing I'd like to show you. I missed the indoor ID configuration. Remember when I showed the room number 1 and so on? You can also, like I said, make any other indoor station in the house to be an extension of that main unit. So if I change that to ID extension, I just need to enter number of that unit. So the 0 is the main unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the extension. So in this case, I have just a 1-to-1. So now we're just going to go to the door station. So in the door station settings, again, I always go to the time, make sure the time is right. Intercom, ID configuration. It's really important as well, just to make sure your door station, if it's a main door station, the index is 0. Any additional door station, if they're linked to that main door station, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As many as you have there, door stations extensions on that apartment block. Time parameters, again, speaking duration and the message duration. Actually, with the latest firmware of that Intercom, you can leave the message on your indoor station. It will take a snapshot by default, but also you can, if no one answers either on the phone or the indoor station, it will allow you to leave the message there. So that message will be stored in the memory, in the temporary memory of the indoor station. So if someone is going to come back, they'll get the information on their indoor station. They can play it back. But once you reboot the unit, or if you're going to use all the memory, it will start overwriting all the messages. So, but it's a new firmware that is actually cool. So you don't need to have that SD card if you don't have one to record the messages. Permission password. These are 3 public passwords you can set for actual door station. So in the case if you have some maintenance guy come in and they have their own code, you can create the maintenance code for them, create a public code for everyone else to open a door with a keypad of the modular station. So you can create 3 different public codes if you like, and again it's a 6-digit code. You can control the inputs and outputs. I mean, you can change the settings of the inputs and outputs. So in the case if that is 2 outputs like you see here, the second one by default is disabled. So if I like to release the second door and allow me to do that from the indoor station, I would have to change that to the electric lock as well as the first output is. So then on the indoor station, the other key lock will appear, and then you can open the door independently. Volume, that's the same as the one in the indoor station. You can change the volume and your dial. So what the main button is gonna do in this case is it's gonna call the apartment number 1, or I can call the management. So I can call my IVMS software, or that's terminal, I mean the master station with the handset. Future security, can you call between indoor stations? Yes, you can, of course you can. And you can not just call between different apartments, you can also call between different rooms in the house. So if you have the main indoor station in the house, you can call like the kitchen extension or the bedroom extension, and they all will be listed on the kind of a phone book within the indoor station, so you can dial them quickly in between. So you can program that as well, and they will be named exactly. All right, you call the kitchen or so, and the kitchen is calling or so on. So you can answer in between and they have 2A audio. The one difference is between the second generation and the first generation as well, between indoor stations. The second generation doesn't have the camera where the first one had. So in this case, I'm not sure if that many people were using this camera, but in the second generation indoor station, there's no camera built into the unit. So in the case if you like to call between indoor stations, there's only audio that you can use. All right. So the ring import, that's again, you can, instead of dial sound, you can import different kind of sound if you need to. Some people are complaining that they're really too loud, or there's an echo in certain circumstances when the door station was just outside, but also was in a place when there was an echo, and you can just import some, like a, you know, not much lower volume sound if you like, or more pleasure for it, you know, to hear sound if you need to. But again, it's a WAV file that you need to import it there. Motion detection, obviously there's a motion detection built into the camera, so if you like to trigger the motion on your phone, it will be triggered. If someone is just approached without calling your door station, it will pick up by the notify your surveillance center. I mean, it's notify your IVMS software or the HikConnect. And these are my sub modules. So if I wouldn't change those addresses at the back of each module, I wouldn't see them. So you see, I have my keypad, I have my display module, and I have my name tag module. So the keypad is not much there really to change. As a keypad, it works well. Just start pressing the buttons once you have the password set up or the apartment number. Display module, again, you can change the brightness and you can put some key sound if you like to. And the name tag, that's where you can change each button to call different different indoor station room number. So these are set by default. So my main button on the module station, on the module itself, it's apartment number 1, then I have 2, 3, and so on. Or I can just use the same apartment number for each one of the buttons if you like. If for some reason I don't want to use those blanks that you can cover each button, I can make each button call the same indoor station if you need to, and just save. And that's, from now on, each button of my door station will ring my indoor station. Local network settings, again, very simple. The same network settings page as you had in the indoor station. And the linked network configuration. So if I have the master station on my site, our security control panel, which is the IVMS software, I can just enter the IP address here and it will ring that software or the master station. And the video display settings, there is a fisheye 180 degree camera built in 2 megapixel. There's a wide dynamic range available as well. You can change the brightness, contrast, saturation, and sharpness of the picture. As I said, it's one channel, but there's also substream as well if you like to add it to your recorder. And a video display, on-screen display information. You can give it a name, change the name of that unit. So it could be a front door, and you can add and remove additional information if you need to. And there's a video and audio. You probably see that page in any camera before on the recorder with the resolution, bitrate, and so I'm just going to change it to 1080. There you go. 264, 2 megs. I might just change it to 4 meg. So it will be in that bandwidth for 265 compression. And the substring can be changed as well. So if you like to reduce the storage consumption by this camera on the recorder, you can just lower down the resolutions and so on. day and night switch, so the camera, when you can decide where and how quick the camera will turn into the monochrome mode, or you can give it an exact time when it's going to change, just like in an ordinary camera these days. And also we have the backlight compensation, so is there a backlight, a strong light behind, or like on the front of the camera, somewhere we can exclude that, and it will adjust this brightness of the picture. So I should have all the settings right now, so I'm just gonna exit out from it and we can give it a go. So don't laugh, is that start not want ring? All right, it's all live, so everything can happen, and I could just miss something. There you go, it's all working. So I can answer, I can unlock my door, or I can just hang up. We can just wait for a moment, and I'll show you one cool thing, as I mentioned before.
Please leave a message.
So now I can just leave the message, and that's it. It's a really cool new firmware that is available now to download, and you can update your indoor and indoor stations. So I can just test it, and that's it. So here you go, that's perfect. So now we have all intercom set up one-to-one, with multiple buttons, with the keypad, with anything else you need there. I would say the best modules you can get there, the most important modules to connect with. So on my indoor station now, I will have the message option there. I can just click and just listen to that message if you like to. All right, so that's the whole setup. That's how you're gonna, add the indoor station, door station together with the cameras from the local network or from the recorder. But I said I'm also gonna show you how to add the door station to your recorder, the other way around, just so you can see everything that has been, whoever was at the door station can be recorded. So I'm just gonna log into my recorder here now. So like you see, it's just an ordinary I-series recorder. So you can do it locally on site, on the machine, on the front of the machine, or via the web browser. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add my door station. So my door station is on IP address 50. So I just go 192.168.178.50. Use whatever password is on that door station. Just going to refresh the page, and here you go. I have my front door as the camera. It's just like a regular camera. So if you go to video and audio settings, this is my 2 megapixel door station camera added in with the substream, just like an ordinary camera. But this is not it yet. If you go to the IoT channel settings, you see there's an access control device, so I can add my access control device. So in this case, I can just click the quick add and just search for my door station. So there it is. This is my door station. So I'm just going to add my door station to my recorder now. So actually, I'm adding the relays of my door station. So like I mentioned before, this door station has 2 relays. It's going to be connecting there now. I'm just going to refresh the page, and here you go. So we're just going to focus on the first relay. The second one is not set up, is not doing anything at the moment. It's only one door I will be looking at. So in this case, what I need to do once I add it to the door station to my recorder, I go to configuration. I can give it a camera name, so I can give it a front door as well. And now I can just choose what's going to happen when someone's going to ring the door or someone's going to unlock the door. And is that going to be unlocked by the password, GRS code, card, household, I mean from the indoor station, or by the center? So it could be IVMS software, or it could be the what you call it, the master station. So I can choose any of those options. So if I go device intercom, that will actually indicating the call it's been made. So I can go to linkage method. I can send a notification to my monitor station. I will come up with the on-screen display, and I can trigger the video to show the on-screen display to show on my channel number 1, which is in this case is my door station. But if I would have more cameras added to my recorder, I can just choose any camera. So I can display that door has been opened, or someone unlocked the door on any of the camera that I have linked. So it could be additional camera sitting somewhere there at the entrance, showing a different angle of whoever's at the front door. But in this case, I'm just going to select my door station and just click save. Or you can have the PTZ linked as well. If you have the PTZ camera on site, you can link one of the presets. So the camera could be on the tour, and once someone's going to be at the door, when they press the button, the camera's going to jump into that position and see who is actually at the door from the different perspective. So this is my device intercom, so I'm just going to go with also the unlock household and just do the same. And unlock by the center, I'm just going to do. So these are the information that I want to see on the screen. If you don't want them to see it on the screen, you just uncheck the box for on-screen display for each one of the event types you have there listed. Alright, so it's armed 24/7. So once it's all armed, we're just going to go to the live view. And I'll display that camera here in the live view. We can change it to mainstream. So this is our camera. So I'm just going to press the button and see what's going to happen. Hoping my settings are right. Might just go to main view of the IVMS software. So just going to show just the setting, make sure all the roles are displayed, and overlay, yes, also on-screen display overlay. You just need to save that, and hopefully that will show our information there now. There you go. So you can see the event intercom alarm front door, and I can just answer it and unlock it. So it's unlocked by the householder. So there it is, and this is going to be recorded, and it's going to create event in the log, so we can go back in the playback to that information has been listed as the event, one of the events of the access control in this case. So if you're in the IVMS software, and for example, this is the security guard, you can see you have two relays, I can unlock the door if
The
I need
door
to.
is open.
The second one is offline. I never set the second one, so the first one is only
The door
available.
is open.
So the door is open now straight away. Alright, it's simple as that. You just need to add the camera from the door station first and the system camera management setting, and then actual door station to your recorder. So you can have, if you have multiple door stations on your recorder or on site, you can add them all to your recorder. You can just add one of them of the relays. So I can remove that one and just work on that one only, on this one from the first relay if the second one is not used. So it's really straightforward. If you have any questions, you can always ask me on the chat, on the web chat on the right hand side. So now we're just going to go to the IVMS software. What else we're going to do? We're going to program our module to show the list of the residents that they're listed, that they're in the indoor station, associated with the indoor stations. So in this case, I'm going to have to use my person, and I'm going to need to create an organization, and just go with Fortis in this case. And I'm just going to use, I'm just going to click the add button to create a new user. So I'm just going to create Lucas, and you can put the remark effective period as well, just like I show you in the terminal. And the first on the first training, you can add the cards, you can add the fingerprints, and you can associate that with the access control if you like to. And the resident information, that's important. I'm just going to select my indoor station, so room number 1, and any additional information you can implement that into that user. So I can take a photo or upload the photo. That's it, and just click the add button. So this is our user, but this is not it yet. So now I need to go back and create our site. So I need to create an access group. An access group, I just give it a name, Fortis as well. Select my user, select my device, which is the door station, and assign this user to be allowed to open that door station. Now I just need to apply changes to my device. It's a really good thing to do that, because in a case if you're gonna lose IVMS from the PC, or you'd like to change some settings of the door station, you can always have them all embedded into the door station itself. So in video intercom, I have my user. That's my user. That's the call log. So any information about who opened the door, if someone rings somebody, it's all going to be listed here. Or I can send a notice to all my residents. So I can just create different type of the message and send it to the exact resident I like to. So if there's a security guard or receptionist, they can just use the IVMS software to control every single door, and they can control the units themselves and notify the residents in apartments. So person first need to be created, and then access control and access group. Camille can use program Paxton cards. Like I mentioned before, depends what card you have there. So you have different readers with the different frequencies, so you need to double check what cards you have there and use the proper reader for that for those cards. I can't remember the frequency for the Paxton. If any of you remember the frequency for the Paxton, you can type it in there on the chat for Camille. So I'll show you here different readers. I'm just gonna go back previous page here. So I'll go to modules. I have two types of different card readers. One is 1356.56 megahertz and the other one is 125 kilohertz. So this is what you're looking at, and that type of the cards you need to use in order to add it to the system. Any other questions, gentlemen and ladies, if there's any? So 125 Ian, that's right, yeah. So proximity cards, you can use Paxton there, 125, and you just need that reader. So you'll be able to enroll those cards to the system and associate them with the users that you create here. All right, so as always, there's no more questions on the web chat. You can email me some questions regarding the second generation Intercom. There's actually new door stations coming in. The Vila door stations are really cool. In the case if you don't like the design or you're not fine with the modules in those bases. And it's just looking for one internal kind of integrated station with all the readers and Wi-Fi built in or something like that. There's something new coming in, the Vila door stations. Just like the first generations, better looking, much better design, and definitely worth a look at. So if you're interested in those, the setup will be exactly the same. So the module and the door station as the Vila door station is exactly like for like. All the settings and everything else, it's there exactly the same. It's just the design is not obviously different. So if you're interested in those or any of the second generation Intercom, you can call your sales manager. They can get you the price. And as I said again in previous training, once you watch the whole training today, you have the discount obviously, and you just need to ring your sales manager and they're going to get you a nice discount. So thank you very much again. It's a miserable day today in Navan, so hopefully it's better in your part of the country, wherever you are. But anyway, I hope you're all good and you keep safe, and I will see you next time. This is the last one of our four lessons kind of training sessions we have there. But there will be more coming because I have planned for other at least 4 or more even training sessions. So we're going to continue with that, and really happy that there's so many people actually join the sessions, and I hope you learn something. And so I'll see you next time. I'll say next Wednesday. Everything will be on the website on fortis.ie, or you can watch my channel there as well. You can subscribe, and everything will be posted there as well. Links to the previous sessions available on the Fortis website as well, so you can get to them, or if you like them, I can send you a link to them directly. So if you have any other questions, please send me an email, If you have my number, you give me a shout. I can help you to program. I can help you to design the site if you need to. But yeah, it's, as you see, it's really straightforward once you know. And now I hope you know. And if there will be any questions or you're gonna come across some issues, give me a call. All right. So thank you very much again, and I'll see you next time. Take care.